Hey you guys, so today we're going to be talking about solving inequalities with the distributive property and honestly with other properties in general. I just wanted to show it as one of the examples. Before we do that, we're going to go into the previous chapter, which was solving for the indicated variable with the math formulas, and we're just going to do like two of them. Simple. So we're going to, honestly, inequalities are kind of annoying, so you do need them in the future. Like, they do ask a bunch for it, which kind of sucks, but hopefully it makes sense when I'm explaining it. I'll try my best. But anyways, so today we're going to be, these are scientific formulas. I don't know if you want me to get into it because I know what this formula is. Kind of hate this formula. I'll explain it though. So we are, first of all, solving for, my handwriting is really bad, t, solving for t. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know this random thing that I wrote. So this is the chemistry formula that we use for the ideal gases. This is, let me just take you through it. Pressure, volume, the moles. The R value is 0.0821 or 0.08206, and this is temperature, the T, which for some reason my cursor is not going there. That's the T value. It's cool. I kind of hate it, but that's okay. So all we're going to do here, since we're solving for T, instead of just dividing one by one, we can literally just divide by two values because they're being multiplied together. So PV over NR is equal to T value. That's it. That's really easy, right? So that's all we do for this one. And I'm just going to draw a little box here. Oops, really poor box again. X over 5 minus G is equal to A, and this time we're solving for this X value right here. So I haven't done a bunch of fractions, so let me know if you want me to do fractions. I'm not very fond of them, but I will use them in case like you need help or whatever. Just let me know. So in this first, we know that X has a 5 and it has a G, a negative G. We need to take out both of these, but remember how I was saying previously, there is the rule of PEMDAS, where normally when you're doing it with numbers, you would use the P first and then you would go to the S, but in this scenario, we're doing the subtraction or the addition first. So we're going to add G to cancel it out. Then X over 5 is left here is equal to A plus G. Now, remember how I said before, 1 over 5, if it's multiplied by the same number, it'll just be 1 over 25 because you're multiplying tops and bottoms. So instead, you're going to do 1 over 5 times 5 over 1. Not because it cancels out in this X weird formation, but it's because 1 times 5 is 5, and 5 times 1 is 5, which goes to 1. 5 over 1. So remember, A plus G is now its own thing, and 5 is its own thing. So remember, you have to, when you have this 5 here, you can't just multiply it to this A or only to the G. You either need to multiply it to both or just keep it in that distribution format where it doesn't look a little too messy and irritating, where you just have the 5 in front. Oops, I'm sorry. And you just put G right there. That's it, because you can't have, when you put a 5 down here, it just looks kind of weird, like it's hanging out there alone. So I never really write it in the side. I write it before the parentheses, but preference. Most teachers look for that, so I think I would do it too, if I were you. But now we're going to go to the lame part. I know it's kind of horrible, personally, because I don't really like inequalities, but let's do it. So this is a long question, but I will read it out loud. Trina is buying 12 t-shirts, so she's buying 12. T-shirts, we're going to keep it as S. For the drama club, she will choose a style for the blank shirts and then pay an additional charge of $2.75 per shirt. So since she's paying it per shirt, S is going to be shirts. She's doing it per shirt. She's adding it to every single shirt she's got. Okay. If Trina cannot pay more than $99, she can't pay more. So 99 is hanging out here, but it can't be equal to 99. It can't be equal. It has to be equal to 99 or that's it. It can't go above, it can't go below. So in order to express that it's going to be equal, but also 99 is the highest price. So think of it as a crocodile mouth, or I think that's what my teachers taught me. But I just think of it as whatever is opening up, that's the big sign. So it's like, you know how in piano it's like crescendo, or like just music, it's crescendo. Crescendo is getting bigger, so this is getting bigger. 99 is the biggest. Decrescendo this way. If it's 99 like that, it's 99 is the smallest value, and anything after this can be bigger, which is how I think of it. Or you could think of a mouth like opening up, that's big. Or if it's the small side, then it's smaller, vice versa. So we're going to go with this. And since it's per shirt, she's doing 12 shirts, so it's 12S. But since she's doing it since it's 12S, since she's doing it per shirt, it has to be S plus 2.75 inside. It can't be on the outside because then you're just doing 12S plus 2.75 as if it's just 2.75 for all 12 shirts. But it's not all 12 shirts, it's each shirt. So now all we're going to do is we are going to see how much, or like what's the highest price for one shirt. So that's what we're solving for. So it's like an X, but we're using S because it's a shirt. I'm sorry if my S looks a little big. But yes, that's what we're solving for. So we're going to distribute this 12 to both sides. So this is 12S plus, and then 2.75 times 12 is 33. If you want, pause and solve for this yourself, or you can just follow. Now all you're going to do is subtract 33 because we want to make the S alone. Pretend this is literally an equal sign and just solve how we've been doing in the past couple of chapters. Just solve like that. So 12S, pretend it's an equal, but I'm just going to write it as that. 99 minus 33 is 66. And then we're going to divide by 12. And then the S equals, and in this case, it's less than or equal to a 66 over 12, which is actually $5.50. We can add the dollar sign when we write it up here. Okay, so that was the first one. Now we are going to do a similar problem, except in terms of money for a daily news ad. So in this one, it says, the Daily Info charges, that's a newspaper, it charges a fee of $650 plus $80 per week. So week, we're going to keep it as, W per week. So it's not adding, it's literally 80 times each week. So the beginning rate is $650 plus $80 per week. Okay. The People's paper charges $145 per week, and there's no additional cost compared to the 650, sorry. So for how many weeks must an ad run for the total cost of the Daily Info to be less expensive than the cost of the People's paper? So they're wanting it to be less expensive. This is the Daily Info, and this is the People's paper. I'm not going to write PP because I know. I was in a grade 2 where they talked about that kind of stuff. But, so this, since they want this to always remain less, we're just going to put a small mouth because crescendo, the People's paper has to be bigger. This was $145 per week. That's it. That was just their rate. So we just want to know how long it's going to be less than. So first, all we're going to do, apples and apples, W's and W's, watermelons and watermelons in this case, minus 80W, minus 80W, and a 650 right here, less than 145W minus 80W, which is 65W. So after this, all we're going to do is we need the W alone to know for how long it is less than how long the daily info paper is less than the pupils paper. So all we're going to do now, divide by the 65, cancel it out. 65, as you can tell, these 65s get canceled, there stays a 1 year. So it's 10 less than W. So that is the total weeks of the daily info is less than the cost of the pupils paper. If the ad runs for more than 10 weeks, it'll stay like that for more than 10 weeks. Okay, so this is all I have for y'all today, but in the next video I will be posting like around 2 practice problems about inequalities, and then we'll go on to the next chapter. Thank you all so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye. I'll see you next time.